Welcome to another episode of Hard Target Range. Let's go shooting. Well, here we are back in the shop. Thank Jack, he left me some grapefruit juice in the fridge before he took off on his tour. So why not, I say. To the sunny slopes of long ago. That doesn't heat you up, cool you down all at the same time. Got a little tired out there. Had 4 rounds left, and I just got too tired. And you know, when you get tired, you should stop, because that's when bad things happen. So, still got 4 rounds of that really poorly made frangible ammunition left. I say that because I had a couple rounds that didn't feed in the past. You've seen those, and today I had one where the it wasn't even, I caught that one just by feeling it when I went to load it. It was so bad, so badly bent. So, at any rate, 4 left that are good, but yeah, too tired to do it. So, I tried to show you a presentation on the drawing of the firearms, but the wind was so bad out there. I'm pretty sure when I go to look at the footage I won't like it, so I'm going to briefly touch on that. And no matter how your presentation goes or what you've been taught, the one thing that they all have in common, be it isosceles or weaver or a modified weaver like I use. See, I like the modified weaver because I have my strong leg back just a little bit from my weak leg, and that gives me a good stance, because you don't know that you aren't going to end up in a tussle. And I hate standing with my feet just directly even with each other, because it's so easy to just tip you over. So I like to have a fighting stance, and that modified weaver stance that I use allows me to have that, and that works the best for what I'm doing, I feel, for me. But at any rate, whatever you've been taught to do, the key to it is, of course, doing it the same way each time. And if it's a good technique, it should be tight to the body. The first thing you do is you get the proper grip of the firearm, the grip you're going to use to fire. And of course, the proper grip involves having your arm and the firearm in one straight line, so you can control that recoil better. And then, of course, you've got your other hand that, since I'm using a modified weaver, is going to be a bent arm, and it's going to be working against your other hand to keep it from recoiling like this. I don't want to get into that whole thing. What I really want to get into is the presentation, and we start there with the grip. So you get your grip, and then the firearm comes straight up, tight to the body. Turn at the target. Bring your other hand over as you're bringing this out. And the point I'm trying to get here is, you see how tight to the body, and I'm sure any technique you're using, you've been trained, that's the key thing, is you're keeping that firearm tight to the body as much as possible, so you can defend it. And then bring it out when you have the opportunity and acquire your target. Keeping it tight to the body and in direct motions, and this is one of the problems I had from the get-go on my draw, and it still creeps back now and then, is this concept of bowling. I really like to, and I think it's probably growing up and shooting those single actions is probably why I did it. And I wanted to pass 2 things along, but I'll talk about the bowling. Is instead of bringing up and keeping it close, I have a tendency at times to just kind of get lazy and bowl the thing out bring it up like you're bowling. And you see, it just takes longer to get there. You're going to have a faster draw with a direct line than you are to be taking a detour, bringing it around. But I want to share this one story with you. I had a firearms instructor one time, and of course I was bowling. And he says, "You're bowling again." And I stand there for a while like this, and he goes, "You know, we get a lot of people that we train, and one of the things they often do is they try to analyze what they're doing wrong and figure out why, because they think they're going to solve the problem. And the truth is, just quit doing it." Yeah, don't analyze it, just do what I say. Quit doing it. And I just thought I'd pass that along because it still applies to today. I was out there, and for a minute there, and what came into my mind in a split second is, why am I doing it? And then his voice came back and said, just do it right. Just quit doing that and do it right. Well, there you go, guys. There's probably 10 minutes of your life. By the time this is over, you'll never get back again. And I'll leave you with a little more footage of me shooting at the range. And I'm sorry I couldn't give you more footage, but like I say, I got a little tired at the end there and decided, yeah, when you start getting fatigued, that's not a good place to be, is out in a shooting range. So thanks for joining me today. I'll leave you with that footage. So once you get your presentation down the way you want it, the trick is to take your time and slow down and practice. You're better off having a slow shot that hits the target than a fast shot that misses. Well, that ends another episode of HardTarget Range. Thanks for tuning in this week. From Mr. Holster and Jack, go out and stay safe.